42% of talk-about watchers said Vance won the wrangle-about, whereas 41% thought Walz risen as the victor. 17% called the talk-about a tie. Talk-about watchers were a bit more law-based in their party association than voters across the nation. Heading into the wrangle-about, Democrats were more eager around Walz than Republicans were around Vance, maybe clarifying the law-based incline of tonight's group of onlookers. Both candidates sounded sensible today evening time to larger parts of talk-about watchers, instead of extraordinary. And both candidates drew larger parts saying they are arranged to be U.S. president, ought to that gotten to be vital. Most partisans felt as it were their party's VP chosen one is ready, whereas most independents said both are. The candidates were seen as indeed on a few of the issues that came up at the debate, counting the economy and the strife within the Center-East. Walz was seen as superior at talking around well-being care and premature birth, whereas Vance had the edge on movement. Both candidates made strides there by and large picture with voters from some time recently the wrangle-about. More wrangle-about watchers had a net negative C of Vance sometime recently the talk-about, but after the talk-about, somewhat more had a favorable C of him than an unfavorable one. Whereas watchers felt the generally tone of the wrangle-about was positive, Vance was seen as investing more time assaulting Kamala Harris and Tim Walz than clarifying his possessed Cs. More voters thought Walz went through most of his time clarifying his Cs.